And even when you're in a plane crash, you don't die at the same time. Some people die faster. 1 second fast.
I wish I had a choice. I would choose to be a boy. But I'm like, come on. I also love how I'm treated by really some cool guys. They respect you. They handle you like a glass,
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so good. But then it's not long lasting sometimes. So you're like, so you have been in Japan for about when did you go there?
April
2019.
2017.
Okay, 2017. That should be about 6 years, right?
Yeah.
What have been the most challenging thing and how have you managed to overcome it?
Honestly, loneliness.
Mm.
Loneliness in terms of I had academic loneliness,
Mm.
relationship loneliness.
Mm.
Yeah, that social loneliness, things like that. And also coupled with when you couple all those loneliness and working hard,
Mm.
the work ethics of Japan, it becomes too much pressure. At
Yeah.
that point, I thought I would break.
Oh, my dear. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
So sorry to hear
but
that.
yeah, like I say, like I always tell people that yeah, you can break, but the issue is, do you get back up or you stay in self-pity that, oh, I'm weak, oh. Because for me, during my PhD, I had to see a psychiatrist.
Oh.
I took myself there because like I knew like, okay, one point I was thinking about some stuff, and then I felt my heartbeat was going low. So it was finding it hard to breathe. And good thing I had done a course on, when I told you when I'm bored, I do online courses. I'd done a course on mental health in developing countries, something like that. So I saw those are symptoms of like anxiety. And for a very long time, I didn't like the music of my favorite artist. My favorite artist is Khalid, and I never liked his music. So I realized, oh, this could be depression, anxiety. But right now, I'm feeling anxiety. And I was feeling cold, shivery, even when it wasn't cold. So I just emailed, because that time it was COVID-19 period. And I think that was giving me a lot of anxiety because I had just started my PhD and boom, stay at home.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
So yeah, I just had to email the hospital, like university clinic, I am feeling like this and this and this. So actually, I didn't first email them. I took myself to a different guy because that would be faster. I would see that guy. I've told my Japanese friend to get for me a psychiatric hospital where they speak English. Because in my image, because I had experienced such things before, like anxiety in Uganda. And I knew like, okay, they can give you some tablets, like two, and you okay. So I thought it was gonna be the same. Oh my God, no, it wasn't. They gave me a lot of medicine, a lot of
Oh,
it, and
really?
I had to change a psychiatrist.
Like getting a bunch, a
Because
tray
I
of
thought
it.
this is not right.
I
Like,
know that when you go to that person, you're gonna get medicine.
psychiatrists, because
Yeah.
they assess you.
They assess you and they tell you maybe what you should do and they pay. I don't know. I've never done this, but I thought you don't get medicine because you don't need it. Or
That's
you,
a psychologist.
oh, what's the difference?
A psychiatrist is a doctor for the brain and mental health.
Yeah, and what does the psychologist do?
Like those ones, they just speak to you.
They don't do medicine, prescription.
Prescription. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Mm.
And their roles interconnected?
They work together actually.
Ah,
So
okay.
when you go into the hospital, they ask you want both psychiatrist and psychologist.
Mm. Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Never.
but for me, I knew I needed that medicine to like increase my heartbeat because
Okay,
it was,
relax.
yeah, and indeed when it checked, I had how do they call that one? A low heartbeat or something.
Low pressure.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if the
Mm.
pressure is high, your heart starts beating fast,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
If the pressure is low, the heartbeat goes down, right?
yeah,
I hope I'm on top of my biology. Okay, let's continue. Oh,
yeah.
dear, I'm so sorry you experienced this. Oh,
No,
God, oh
it's
God.
okay because when I look back, I'm like, nah. And the good thing, you used to watch this movie, called Suits. It's a series called Suits.
Suits. Meghan Markle was in Suits.
Yeah.
I only know that because I was reading how Meghan Markle met Harry, and then I saw that Meghan Markle was shooting Suits.
Suits.
I
Yeah.
don't watch movies. I do watch movies like once a month or once in 4 months, but from YouTube. And it's just random that, I really have nothing to do. I don't want to do anything. Or maybe I'm on my periods because that's when I lose interest in most of the things. Then I'm like, okay, let me watch something from
Maybe
YouTube.
with some movies. Yeah. So anyway,
Mm.
I saw like from the I got encouraged from there because there was this lead guy called Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey, the guy who has a
Not
mustache.
Steve Harvey. He's called Harvey. He's called Harvey, not Steve Harvey. He's called
Okay,
Harvey.
because I know Steve Harvey. He's a famous guy.
Yeah. He's called Harvey. What was his other name? Anyway, he's called Harvey.
Mm.
Harvey Specter. In the movie, in the series, is called Harvey Specter. He
Mm.
was like this prominent lawyer. He would nail every, and so he also had anxiety.
Mm.
So it made me stronger. Like, yeah, even powerful people
Mm.
get
Mm.
anxiety. This is nothing to be ashamed about or something.
Mm. Yeah. Mm.
So yeah, just every time you just feel anxiety, just work on it.
Mm.
If it's hard for you to contain, see a professional.
Mm. Seek help.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy you overcame that. Oh, so many people face loneliness in Japan. There are so many people that I talk to, and they tell me, Annette, we are so lonely. Well, especially those people who are so used to be with their friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The advantage that I had was that I grew up almost by myself. In the
Oh,
late
really?
years of my high school, I was really by myself.
Mm.
Yes, we were so many at my grandmother's place, but everybody was just leaving, going here and there. So I learned to be independent, and we had some, when you're so many, you can have some fights with some not fights, not kind of internal fights with the
Mm.
cousins or sisters. So you learn to be like, you know what, I can survive without you. So
Yeah.
I trained myself to survive without them. Like
Without
I'm
them.
independent. You
Mm.
understand? So
Yeah.
I am not independent because I need other people to survive, but I have that independent character that, hey, I can actually survive without you. So I come to my home, I talk to myself, I laugh at everything that I do. I So I'm so used to it. You understand? So
Yeah.
and I used to get homesick because
Mm.
sometimes some of my classmates could say, "I'm going back to Singapore. I'm going back to China. I'm going back to Vietnam. Oh, me and my family, we are taking a vacation to New York. We are going here." And I'm like, "What about you? You know what? You know where you're coming from. Go make money from McDonald's and focus on what makes you happy. If buying
Yeah.
land from Uganda is what makes you happy, focus on that. If
Mm-hmm.
doing things for other people is what makes you happy, go
Mm-hmm.
for that." You understand?
Yeah.
Because we have different paths.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be happy that's what makes them happy and wish them well. You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, loneliness I didn't experience it that much. I had a very good friend called Maya, Maitrey. And we could meet, once in a while. I could visit her house. She could come to my house. We used to laugh a lot. So yeah, basically that. I never traveled. Not
Oh, really?
I never went to those beautiful places in Japan. I never
Mm.
went to Hiroshima. I never went to there is an island that looks like Africa in Japan.
Okinawa.
Okinawa. Oh yeah. I want to go to Okinawa one day. I never went
Mm.
anywhere. I think in my 4 years in Japan, I went to Tokyo thrice, and there was a reason why I went there.
Mm.
Only thrice. So I never went there to have fun. Oh, I went there once with my friends Hasna and Maitreyi. We had gone. It was end of the year. So we were celebrating the New Year's. Yeah, it was a good experience.
Nice.
And that was my first time to go to Tokyo, like with
Mm.
no official purpose or official visit, but just to relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't so used to traveling. So I I just, I just knew staying home, enjoy every single thing, enjoy, just walking in nature, enjoy everything that's around you, and just be happy. That's
Yeah.
what I had. So I never felt lonely, and I have never been in a situation where I feel like I need to see a specialist, or I need to see someone for mental health. I don't trust anybody. I don't even trust
Yeah.
myself. How can I trust somebody else with my issues? So
Yeah.
there is no any time I reached a point where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna talk to this person. No, I'm facing a challenge. I'll cry,
Uh-huh.
cry, and cry for about 2 hours nonstop, and then be like, you know what? Whether you're crying or not, life outside is moving on. People are moving on. The world is
And see,
moving on. So even
you
if
have
you're crying
good
or not, the world is
yourself.
moving on. That's the things that kept me going.
Because you have good therapy. Like for me, personally, I can't cry.
Oh, for me, I cry. Ah,
And you see, and also like most times,
mm.
I like I never confront people.
Oh, for me, I think that's why I don't have so many friends. You do this to me,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right away. And if you get offended easily, definitely the friendship will stop there. So
Yeah.
I don't have so many people.
I was never doing something like that, and the psychologist told me to do it.
It helps you to offload, because if you don't open up, things keep on piling up until you burst. You kind of feel like it's
Yeah.
too much. Everybody's against me. But no, I'm not allowing you to be against me, and I'm not allowing you to practice being a celebrity when you're not. So you're gonna do this to me? I'll be like, oh, darling, you're doing this, but I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I think being
Yeah.
open, and being just
How about
just jumping and all that helped me.
ah?
Mm.
I see now. Also, like you didn't experience like academic loneliness because like you had classmates and things like that. But for me, first when I was starting my PhD, I was starting with a new professor because
Mm.
my previous had like retired. And
Mm.
when Japan has that culture, like people always like stay with the same professor for long and all that. So
Mm.
when he retired, no one continued to do PhD, only I.
Oh my God. So
So I
sorry.
was the only PhD in the
Mm.
lab. And so any problem that I face, I have to solve it by myself because I don't know nobody.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that, my dear.
So for me, it was a mixture of academic, social, and society has that thing of always, okay, now you're done with PhD, I mean, with masters, where is your husband?
from Uganda. Yeah, they keep on, even my siblings, they keep on asking, Annette, when are you getting married? Please pass on your genes, we shall miss you. And I'm like, okay. But I tend to bring the topic and I just diverge them, and I try to bring a topic where I know they will diverge. Some of them, and I'm like, no, yeah, that will be worked on. I'm not avoiding it, but that will be worked on. Don't worry. This is the most important thing currently. When I'm stable and I know that I know what I want, it will be good for me to enjoy it. So that will come later.
Yeah, so for me, like, shit, it was like, oh my God. Like, for me, I have to admit, like, I somehow succumbed to society's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, they are my expectations but after some time, when I learned that only what this thing that gives me strength every day, we are born alone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We die alone.
We are individuals.
Yeah, unless you are in a plane crash or an accident. But in most cases, you die alone.
Yeah, and you die exactly. And even when you're in a plane crash, you don't die at the same time. Some people die faster, 1 second fast.
That's the funniest thing I've heard today. Okay, I thought I would be a pilot so I don't have to die alone. But now let me focus on cancer research. Okay.
So yeah, so that one, like, I learned, like, to strongly value my opinion, what I want in it, not what society expects me to do. And yeah.
I do appreciate you so much for being brave enough to do everything and survive. An environment where you don't have other people who are better than you or other people you can teach, it's deadly.
Yeah.
It's not the best. I'm telling you, it's not the best.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that you were able to manage that. That's courage and being brave. So I really, really, applaud you. But I'm sure you would have had a better experience if you had people like postdocs who were teaching you, and then young PhD students who you were maybe teaching. That would be the best thing.
Yeah. Anyway, my professor, he saw the gap. He knew the gap. And he would be the guy who would be at my desk every day, like, because I used to work till late, like at 6. Around 6, everyone is gone. For me, I'm back from the experiment room and I'm now analyzing my data. He would be the guy to come and bring me a drink. Yeah. And just talk.
Beautiful.
Yeah. He would be a guy who has a general meeting and a personal meeting.
Yeah,
and you have to tell him everything.
It's the beautiful thing you can do.
Yeah.
I wrote it down and I'll do the same to my future students if I ever end up in academia. Joy, to take you back briefly, when you graduated, did you always want, is that English?
It's okay.
So did you always want to do a master's degree, or you wanted to make money?
No, I always wanted to do a master's because of what I wanted to be as an engineer. I wanted to be a consultant. And so I learned that when I went to do an internship at a construction site. And I realized like, oh, this is hard.
Mm.
Like, okay, I'm a person who wants to know everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm.
So I'm at the construction site. I'm asking around like the civil engineers around like, so how did you come up with these calculations and things like that? How did you know you needed cement of this strength, all these metal bars? How
Mm.
did you know? Then
Mm.
they're like, oh no, that's a part consultant does. And I was like, I don't want to be the one just doing things I don't know. I want to know.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also like when you are contractor, you are gonna be at the site 24 hours, 24/7. And
Mm-hmm.
I also want some life in an SC office,
Oh, yeah.
just
You rather
designing
sign
stuff.
and then you
Yeah,
send it to them. Hey, do this. I'll go for the weekend.
yeah. And even like after that, I started looking for internship at a consultancy firm. And
Mm.
then at the consultancy, the message was, we only give internship to master students.
Oh, that was a blow. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I must have this.
I
Okay.
think I must do masters.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. So after
Mm.
after 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 you, how did you secure your job at the Ministry of Gender and Labor?
And yeah, they advertised, in the massively in
Mm,
the newspapers and all that. So I applied. I
mm.
actually like there were so many jobs I could qualify for.
Oh,
But
wow.
then
Mm.
yeah, but then I was like, let me look for a place that doesn't look like it has so much competition.
Oh,
So, every engineer wants a post that is they're gonna be called engineer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm.
So I did like because you're allowed to apply for two posts.
Mm.
So whatever you get is where you go.
Mm.
So I applied for one where I would be called an engineer and one where I'll be an engineer, but maybe they'll just call me, oh, safety officer. That's okay. So
Yeah.
I did like that. I buffered
Mm.
and then we did the interviews, like aptitude things and all that. And it comes out I was shortlisted for the final interviews of the safety officer.
Mm.
Yeah. And I went for the interviews. I was the youngest,
Oh.
one with no experience. I looked like the people with me, because we were 5 people shortlisted,
Mm.
the people around me knew themselves. They were talking about project so and so. The only thing I know about occupational safety, I learned on an online course. Because when I was bored, I would do online courses. And the
Wow.
problem, I never finished them. I just do, I have a lot of courses that I do and stop in the middle. But I learn a lot of things. And that's how I actually got to know much about occupational safety. And when I saw that job, I was like, let me apply for this one. Because I have at least some knowledge about it. So I go, they bring the paper. I'm like scared, like because I've already seen people. Oh my God, these guys are more qualified than me. They deserve
Mm.
the job. I'm like, my heart is like, do, 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 do. So
Mm.
they bring a registration paper. I get it first. I write my name. So they call me first to the interview. I'm like, why was I the first to register? you know. Anyway, so I reach the interview room. They ask me one first question. Joyce, what is noise? You know that definition of noise from physics.
Mm.
Why doesn't Joyce define noise using occupational safety terms?
Mm.
Because I had read.
Mm.
I
Mm.
Yeah, those things we had not been taught at the university, but the online course I did, I learned. And why don't I define noise like that? I say, oh, noise is any sound frequency above 90 decibels. It's like, okay, can you tell us a simpler definition? Because not everyone here is on the technical side of occupational safety. I look around. I'm like, what is noise now? I laugh. Then I remember the physical.
What did you
Then
say?
I told, yeah, or noise is disorganized sound. I'm like, yeah, perfect. And then
And that's a simple question, but when you ask me what's noise, any
yeah,
sound that is not needed, that's noise.
yeah. Honestly, I had forgotten the physical definition. Because the physical definition is simple, that unwanted sound, disorganized or unwanted sound. But for me, I've forgotten that. I knew like sound limits that are allowable for workers. I knew that one.
Oh, okay. So you were defining that based on, oh, now I know. Instead of
Yeah,
the simple definition,
yeah.
you had
And
studied
it was
this from
because of
online.
pressure.
Oh,
If I hadn't been on pressure, I would have given the normal sound. Anyway, and the normal definition. But anyway, luckily, everything they were asking me, I was just defining them in that complicated. And they were looking at me and asking me again, Joyce, can you give us a simpler explanation? And then they came to, what's your leader? Do you have any leadership experience? I'm like, not at work, but student leadership. I was minister, though I was MP, I was prefect, I was. And so probably they were like, oh, maybe she deserves it. She
yeah.
deserves it. Probably maybe they were impressed. And I got the job. I was shocked because you know how people always say you need connections. I
Oh,
didn't have connections.
yeah. Experience.
Yeah, I didn't have.
Hmm.
I only had school knowledge of what,
Yeah,
yeah. And
just severe. Yeah.
mm,
This is something that we should mention out. As you are the
yeah,
university, guys, try to be involved in some activities. Definitely, everybody cannot be a leader in terms of those posts, member of parliament, and then minister or good president. You cannot be all
yeah,
that, but you can create your own leadership. You can start, something that you can do for your community and be like, hey,
yeah,
I did this thing. Every weekend I do this for my community. I do this whenever I'm, whenever I'm in holidays. So try to set up your own leadership in your own.
mm,
If you can run for those posts at university, go for it. It will
yeah,
help. It will help you, because I'm very sure, Joyce, apart from you coming from UCU, people value UCU so much. You should know that. I've heard so many people, saying good things about UCU, Uganda Christian
yeah,
University. So apart from you coming from UCU, your leadership potential and you having, a various ways of understanding knowledge depending on the situation, because the job was about occupation health, and you were saying the definitions that fit in that, not the
yeah.
general definitions. So that was also impressive,
Mm.
honestly, because they wanted to say if you know the definitions from both. So it's good. I would be impressed if I were them. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think makes you unique from other people? Just two things.
What makes me unique?
Mm,
Maybe one smiling a lot, laughing at my problems.
amazing.
One
Humor.
and maybe zeal, innate zeal.
Energy.
Yeah, that probably, maybe only two things.
But I think
And sorry,
that's something.
yeah, that's all.
Okay, I think you do have a lot, but you just don't want to reveal everything. But I'm sure it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
What do you think one needs to excel in academics, winning scholarships, and getting jobs in Uganda?
I
Academic
think belief,
belief, perfect.
yeah. Like you have to believe you get something,
Mm,
then you get it. If you believe you won't get it, then you won't get it because you won't even go for it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Recently, I started feeling the life I want to live. If
Mm.
I want to achieve something, I feel like I'm achieving it. I start having, I start drawing things in my mind. Before I started my scholarships, the Rural Great Minds scholarships for primary kids in my region, I was like, oh, I'm just imagining kids winning scholarships and I'm the one, giving the awards. That's gonna
Oh,
be good
nice.
because I've been applying for awards. It's been a struggle. And now it's me giving them awards. They don't have to apply, they just have to focus on their academics. They become the best in class, then I give them the award. So they know
Mm.
what to work. They know. If I become the
Yeah.
best, it's a guarantee. And that's
Yeah.
the thing that I was imagining, and now it's a reality. So
You're doing a great job.
living in it. Amazing.
Mm.
What else can you tell other students who would love to be like you, especially girls?
Especially girls, they should know that being a girl is the best advantage they have because it will give you the, how do they call it, multitasking.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've learned that
I think
girls multitask more than boys.
multitasking is the most important thing that will make you be in places because you have so much to do, and if you can't multitask, then maybe you might never achieve them faster. You,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
beautiful. You know what? Sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I was a boy. I love being a woman. Honestly, I love it. I love it. I love the treatments and the attention I get from the opposite gender, but
Mm.
sometimes I really hope that maybe I was a guy because life is easier. They don't go in periods. My cramps are crazy. My moods change,
Don't
especially
feel
close to my
current.
periods. Oh my God, I become sad. Sometimes I cry when there is no reason. And I just cry. Then after I laugh, like, what you were crying an hour ago. Why? There's no reason,
Mm.
honestly, no reason. But boys, their mood is almost stable, unless they're having a bad day, but their mood, is always stable. They are living. They don't have to worry. Oh, sorry, I look like this. Oh, oh, my hair is not like this. Oh, boys are just living. I want to be
Yeah.
friends with boys. They are really living a life. And I want that life. I want to live, That's what I want. But
But then you won't be able to multitask.
they are boys who can multitask.
Uh,
Yeah. But
they are there,
you
but
can't reach. But I mean, I rather be happy than multitasking. I think boys are happier than women. I rather be happy in this world than multitasking, you know?
anyway, we shared the same. For me, like from childhood, I used to think I'm gonna wake up a boy out of,
Oh,
and I said some prayers like, let me wake up a boy.
and for me, I've always wanted to be a girl. I've loved everything, but growing up, starting getting periods, and then knowing that I'm the one to push the baby, I was like, oh, do you understand? Like you are on a clock, Oh, wait. You are finishing your PhD. Okay, by that, then arrange to start a family if you want
Yeah.
to have babies. But for boys, it's like they have a bigger time window. It's like they can take their time and the society favors them more. It's
Mm.
like, oh, damn. I wish I had a choice. I would choose to be a boy. But I'm like, come on. I also love how I'm treated by really some cool guys. They respect you. They handle you like a glass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so good. But then it's not long lasting sometimes. So you're like, anyways, anyways, Joyce, Joyce, it was so lovely having you. Is there anything
Lovely having
you
you
would like
too.
to tell young people who want to who want to come to Japan, what are some of the things they should, have in mind? Any lessons, 2 or 3?
Well, Japan is a great place,
Uh-huh.
and like everyone is helpful and polite, and
Uh-huh.
they won't like face major problems like maybe they envision like there'll be racism or things like that. No, the problems they'll encounter, they will solve.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe one thing, if they are riding bicycles, they should continue
Oh
because
yeah.
there
Yeah,
is a lot of
definitely.
riding bicycles here.
Yeah, it's
And
not convenient.
yeah,
Not
they
convenient,
shouldn't,
convenient.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
No,
And yeah, it's doable. If they wanna come to Japan, just look for a way of coming to Japan, you come.
well done. But from my
Yeah,
advice, learn some Japanese. It will help you to better understand the society and make so many friends in the society. So learn some
exactly.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joy. Oh, it was so lovely. Thank you so
It
much
was
for
lovely having
us.
you.
I hope you've learned something from Joy, such a resilient woman, especially about your PhD. That's moving,
Mm.
Joy. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye.
What's the fee, Ivy?
I was not expecting you to collapse.